Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the second half of October. This is your 12 house card spread in your first house of identity. Interesting. We've got the Hanged Man. So, Cancer, I'm wondering if you're taking a little bit of time out just to get a little bit more attuned with yourself and your sense of identity and who you are in the world. So, the Hanged Man is in a suspended state. He's attained enlightenment. So I wonder if this is actually something you've tapped into. So either I think you're in a suspended state where you're exploring and maybe perhaps working towards a sense of like, who am I, and a sense of self-actualization, or you're kind of feeling like, yeah, this is me, this is who I am. Let's see what our clarifier says.
Yeah, cool. So the clarifier for this card is the Knight of Cups. This is coming up in every reading so far tonight, but it's a really positive omen because I think it's a really lovely message. And it could be like a knight in shining armor, or it could be someone coming through or a part in you, Cancer, that's coming through that you're like, should I trust this energy or not? So the first card being the Hanged Man combined with this energy of the Knight of Cups, I would say is the insight that's coming through for you something that's going to be valuable, or is it something that's actually kind of covering over the top of something deeper? And I think the rest of the reading will reveal that as we go along. So let's see.
So intriguing. In
Mhm.
your second house, Cancer, of values, what you're resourced with, your gifts, your talents, your abilities, everything that kind of makes you you to bring in your wealth and creation, creating abundance, you have the Six of Wands. So, Cancer, you're getting a lot of positive attention at this time. There's an achievement, it's being recognized. This is a card of success. So, in your second house of what you're resourced with, so I feel you've got some gift, skill, talent, or ability that is being recognized or is soon to be recognized, and it's going to bring in abundance for you. What's that clarifier say, Em?
Yeah, so the clarifier is the Empress, and Empress energy is very abundant. She knows how to make things work for her rather than working hard at something. And she kind of just has to sit back and take in what she's already been accumulating in terms of her wealth. The Empress energy is also very divine. It's quite wise and it's not superficial. So I think in the second house, check out Cancer where you're able to experience a bit more comfort in where you're accumulating abundance and wealth. I'm getting the sense of smart investing, like something that's really going to work for you and you don't have to put a lot of energy in.
That's really interesting you say that, Em. I get the sense that you need to invest in what you're skilled with, your special, what you're resourced with,
Mm.
your
Mhm.
talent, skills, gifts, abilities. If you start investing more in that, it's going to yield more of these really positive results that we're already seeing. So, in
Mm.
your third house, Cancer, your house of communication, really beautiful. You have the Temperance card. So, the Temperance card is alchemy. It's traditionally about turning lead into gold. So, what are you refining around your communication to get to the gold? Let's see what our
Mm.
clarifiers.
Yeah, great. Oh, so the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands as a clarifier in the third house of communication and ideas is about exploration. Um, Asking yourself, do I need to stay where I'm at, or do I need to start expanding and traveling outwards? And I think this is where you're going to start getting that temperance of turning that lead into gold when you expand your horizons and look outwards as well. You know, what are other people doing? How are they creating their abundance? Where can I look to do some research? And sometimes that can be inwards, you know, seeking things within yourself for that answer. Hmm.
I really like what you said there, Em. And just as you were speaking, I got a little bit of inspiration came through. Cancer, I feel like you need to take a risk, something around your communication. Take the risk, whether it be verbal, written, whatever that means for you, take it how it resonates. In your fourth house, Cancer, your house, you have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is all about curiosity. And the fourth house, your house, is family, home, how you feel, how you can make yourself feel at home in the world, your chosen family. So I'm wondering how your curiosity is playing out at home? Are
Mm.
you feeling a little bit curious about perhaps who you are outside of the family is just what popped into my head. What's our
Mhm.
clarifier say, Em?
Yeah. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune in the fourth house, it's such a different energy to what's familiar and comfortable and home and safety. And then the Wheel of Fortune kind of blows that out of the water and says, look at what risks you can take that will feel more fulfilling for you. What's coming through to me as well in this position is there anything about what's familiar and your home life and chosen family feeling a bit stifling? Do you need to break free from something that's happening there, whether that's like patterns in relationships or, how things are just routine at home? Do you need to shake it up a bit? And maybe that may require introducing other factors into what's already playing out. I don't know what that means specifically, but yeah, you can take it how it works for you. Mhm.
I love that, Em. Follow your curiosity, Cancer. In your
Mm.
fifth house of creative expression and inner child, you have the Five of Cups, which is about disappointment. I kind of get the sense, with all of the preceding cards being so positive, I get the sense, Cancer, that you've overcome a disappointment. And because you've healed from that and how you've healed from it, it's created a new depth around your creative expression. So it's really informed and deepened your creative expression. I also get the sense with this disappointment that there's a little residual fear, a little hangover that you're scared of being disappointed again. And that landing in the fifth house really strongly suggests to me that creative expression is the antidote to this disappointment. It's going to kind of eclipse, and we've got an eclipse at the moment.
Mm.
Really deep diving into your creative expression, whatever that is for you, is going to eclipse this residual disappointment. But let's see what our clarifier says.
Hmm. Our clarifier is saying the Three of Swords. How can you remove the swords from your own heart? In the fifth house of creative expression. And that previous card, what this is really saying to me is about grief and really healthy grieving. So when we allow ourselves to grieve, we actually deal with that feeling of stuckness when we're feeling disappointed or sad or hurt. And grieving means acceptance, it means rituals to help move and shift the energy, allowing yourself to cry if you need to, allowing yourself to get angry, whatever that helps shift that stuck energy into motion. And that's what's actually going to lead to you feeling like you can express yourself again. Hmm.
I really like that, Em. I also get the sense for some of you that this grief and this disappointment and this heartache is actually going to inform your creativity. You're going to write
Hmm.
a song about it. It's going to deepen your acting range. You're going to be able to go there and play those roles where you can really emote. Maybe you're going to paint it, maybe you're going to dance it, but I feel like it's going to be creatively expressed and it's going to be wonderfully healing for you,
Hmm.
Cancer. So super exciting. In your sixth house, Cancer, do not be alarmed and do not adjust your screen. You have the Tower, which Em and I love. We think it's really positive, and this is showing up in your sixth house of work, of making good choices, of refining one thing into another. My pot
Hmm.
plant's getting involved. So the Tower is, I think it's healthy change. I think you need to change it up in the workplace somehow. I think you've outgrown that Tower. You need a new container that's bigger. You've gotten too big for this. Is the sense that I've got. There's been a period of expansion and growth, perhaps out of the heartbreak that we were just talking about, the grief and the sadness. You've outgrown your former self, and you need more space in the workplace. What is the
Hmm.
sense I get? What's our clarifier say there, Em?
Hmm. Oh, yes. Oh, we've got Emperor energy in this space. So this is going to be the change Cancer for you. And as you were talking, it's funny you were saying that, and this card's shown itself where I had the example of the word coming to me was advocacy. So how can you advocate differently in the workplace for yourself, for others, for your clients? And using this Emperor energy, it's coming through from Aries. So it's that initiator, it's starting things, starting the fire. and not being afraid because you have that confidence and that skill and that wisdom. You know how to be a really effective leader. So, Cancer, this is asking you to come into that leadership role. Where previously you may have been hiding that a little bit or pulling back because you're afraid of what will come from that. But with taking risks, you can have really great rewards. So, yeah, really encouraging you to do that, Cancer.
I get the sense that there's a promotion coming in for some of you, and I
Yeah.
think for others,
Mm,
I just got the message: don't let anybody try to put you back in your box. So you're out,
mm,
and just go for it. There's no. I get the sense that somebody might be like, "Oh no, I don't recognize you as this bigger person. Go back to being that other small person
mm.
that I feel more comfortable around." So you do you, Cancer. In
Yeah.
your seventh house of relationship and partnerships, oh my goodness, you have the
Oh,
Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Where did we just
okay.
have this, Em?
Yeah, in the fourth house.
We had it in the fourth house, and now it's showing up in your seventh house of relationships. So there's a strong correlation there. Fourth house is home
Mm,
and family. Seventh house is, intimate partner relationships, business partners, just kind of relationships, I guess, more broadly, more generally. So this is a change in your favor, a change of fortune very much in your favor. So it's
mm.
about forward moving momentum. Um, and it's about not being left behind. It's about really going, I can do this. I'm going to take the running leap. So I get the sense that something's being changed up in your world, in your relationships, how you want to relate, how you want to be seen, redefining yourself. Um, Really exciting time for you, Cancer, in relationship. I get the sense too, if you're single and you're wanting love, that something's coming in for you with quite a force behind it. It's
Yeah.
going to be big, it's going to be sudden, there's not going to be any wondering. What's our clarifier say, Em?
Yeah, well, as you're talking, Cancer fell out the deck. So this was in the seventh house, and the Wheel of Fortune with Cancer is this is going to be a big change up. And as you were speaking, I was kind of reflecting, okay, fourth house Wheel of Fortune and seventh house Wheel of Fortune. Um, it's saying to me, go out into the world and start meeting people. There's a lot of opportunity happening at the moment. No matter whether you're committed or in a relationship or whatever that structure looks like for you, it's beckoning you to go out and take charge of your own desire of what you want in your relationships and put yourself out there. Let's see what comes your way because you're showing up in your own house in the seventh house, Cancer. That's really fortunate for your relationships at this time.
I love that, Em. In your eighth house of transformation and shared resources, you have the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles, look, he can be about playing it safe. And that's okay sometimes. Sometimes we do just kind of want to take a moment and just relax and feel secure, and that's totally fine. It's also suggests that you have a really solid foundation. So this showing up in your house of transformation and shared resources, I get the sense that yeah, maybe there's because transformation is big energy, and that's coming in strong with the Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot. And then there's this guy who's holding on really tightly to his
Mm.
pentacle. So it's kind of at odds with the preceding energy. So I kind of feel like this is what you're leaving behind, this playing it safe, and you're stepping much more boldly into this transformational energy. Like, who can I be? And I'm not going to be defined by anybody else. What's our clarifier say there, Em?
Mm. It's the justice card. So, okay, this is very interesting. I think justice is, Libra energy. It's also about decision and action and fairness. And if that's coming up around the Four of Pentacles, I'm thinking it's saying it's time to balance it out. So, safety in your shell, Cancer, good and useful in certain moments, when you need a rest, particularly after a really hard day. And also in the eighth house of transformation, it's saying you need to move out of that space as well, because without that, it's not going to be balanced or fair. Um, and yeah, I think that's actually what all it's saying here. Hmm.
Yeah, as you were speaking, Em, I got the sense pretty much what you were saying. Just don't slip back into old patterns of playing it too safe. We do need a rest from time to time, but just don't stay there. Really lovely, Cancer. In your 6, 7, 8, in your ninth house. Oh, wow, beautiful. You have the star in your ninth house of higher mind. It's ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is about expansion, it's about
Mm.
travel, it's about adventure. That lovely Sagittarian disseminating information or teaching. So you are showing up as the star of your own higher mind. So this suggests to me that if you can dream it, you can be it. This is a card of wish fulfillment. And showing up in your ninth house of higher mind, I get the strong sense that you are highly capable of manifesting really anything that you want, Cancer. All you need to do is go for it and have that spirit of adventure
Mm.
and not slip too much back into that comfort zone. Rest there for a little bit if you need to, but really get out of it again. What's our clarifier say, Em?
Mm. It's saying, well, upside down, the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is it's the blessing, the card of the blessing coming through a messenger of God or the faith or spirituality, whatever you believe in, Cancer. And the Hierophant is that message from the heavens. So, um, in this house, I think it's asking you to think more broadly. The Star card is Aquarius's card, and Aquarius is known for breaking the rules. It can be really stubborn, but it can also be breaking the rules and just kind of like blowing things out of the water. How does this show up in your life at the moment, Cancer, where you're feeling you're stretching your limits and actually breaking out of the box? It's got to be really different at this time, so that you can really harness the energy for more abundance. But it's also a very spiritual energy. So it's not just a mere matter of, changing a habit or switching up routine. This has got to go deep. So let's see what comes up actually in the 12th house, because that will probably tell us.
Lovely. I love it. So, Cancer, in your 10th house of career, your contribution to the world, your public face, what you're known for, your reputation, really lovely. You have got the Ace of Pentacles. So, beautiful offer coming in for you. This is all about potential. So, I get the sense that there could be an offer coming in for you around work that has a lot of potential to harness and use and showcase all of these gifts that we've been talking about. And I think too, it heralds great abundance as well. What's our clarifier say, Em?
Yes, this is the 10th house, is it?
Yeah, 10th
Yeah, it is.
house.
Yeah. Sorry, I was like not reading
No,
properly.
that's okay.
Uh, so in the 10th house, we've got Three of Wands. And in this card, it's about recognizing that there is actually a lot of fertility around you in terms of what can grow, what can be built in this space. And even though at the moment, or maybe in the recent past, it may have felt like whatever you were putting out into the world was a bit of same, is this really working for me? Do I really want to be here doing this? Actually, when you look deeper and with more detail, it's going to reveal that insight to you around how useful and important what you're doing is, and how maybe this is actually reflective of your reputation and how much you're actually contributing to the world without realizing it. So, yeah, that's what I'm getting for that. Anything else from you,
Mm.
Fran, about it?
Oh, that sounds great. I love the sound of that for you, Cancer. In
Mm.
your 11th house, oh, what a beautiful card.
Oh,
You
wow.
have the Four of Wands in your 11th house of hopes and wishes. So, Cancer, if you are hoping for some sort of formal partnership, dare I say, a wedding, marriage, it is looking like wish fulfillment around that for you. It landing in your house of hopes and wishes. It's also a card of completion. So if you're wishing and hoping to complete something and have a celebration around that, have it well received, that's really strongly indicated here. What's our clarifier say, Em?
Mhm. Celebration. Oh, wow. And the Eight of Swords is the card of self-imposed restriction. And I always see in this card a very undomesticated, wild, free spirit being held back by maybe some kind of doubt. And in the 11th house of wish fulfillment, it may be that things that you wish for is they're just too good to be true. Like, how could I possibly get that stuff that I'm wanting? And that's actually what's going to bring you down. So how can you free yourself of that self-doubt? Is there any energy or any figures in your life or parts in yourself that are contributing to this sense of like, you're smaller than you are, or making you feel diminished in some way? And how can you release that so that it's opening up and freeing that energy of, yeah, I can totally do that. So that's what I'm getting from that card.
Just as you drew that card and were speaking, Em, I always get inspiration from you. And what I got was for some of you, if there is a wedding on the cards, pardon the pun, I wonder if some of you are equating this sort of bigger, more formalized commitment with a sense of restriction. Will I be able to be as
Mm.
free as I normally am? So
Mhm.
I would suggest before entering into the holy union, there might be some conversations that you need to have. Like, I want to still be able to do and be and say, just so you can go into, possible marriage, knowing that you can be as free as you need to be. Because I feel like there might be a little bit of a buried fear there. So hopes and wishes, the shadow of a hope and wish is a fear. So
Yeah.
interesting, Cancer,
Great.
for some of you. In our 12th house, Cancer, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Funnily enough, he's been showing up in the 12th house a fair bit, and he's well placed because he's still. And the 12th house is a house of stillness and deep reflection and
Mm.
spirituality and all things hidden. So I feel like you're just coming to a place where you can embrace the stillness of the 12th house. What's that
Mm.
clarify, Sam?
Yeah, lastly in the 12th house, oh, the Ten of Wands. So I think the message in this card, and it's always useful to have a challenging card in the 12th house, because that's the point of the 12th house. It's to challenge us and grow us. Something that may be feeling hidden for you, Cancer, in this space is feeling like a burden. You've been working so hard, you've been moving forward, and it's just feeling like you're grinding to a halt, maybe at this time or sometime in the future. But if you raised your head and looked towards the distance and the horizon, you'd see home is near. It's telling you don't give up yet, even when it's feeling really heavy or it's feeling like you've got all these ideals and you've been projecting and you just realized these projections haven't been true. If you kind of push past that, I think you'll be able to see the clarity of, no, no, this isn't all for nothing. I'm working my way through to the end here, and it's going to be a very promising, abundant ending if you can take that final step. So that's the message I think in the 12th house for you.
Yeah, just real quick on that, Cancer, I got just as you were speaking, all of the spiritual work that you've done, the 12th house spiritual work that you've done is going to yield a harvest. I feel like that's what you're coming into. And also, similarly to what you said, for some of you, Cancer, I wonder if you're hiding, because the 12th house is all things hidden, if you're hiding some burdens that you might be carrying. So please share those inner burdens, whatever they might be, demons or old wounds, share those burdens. And yeah, and if you are feeling like a burden, don't hide that either. Maybe voice that. But I think for the vast majority of you, it seems to me to be like a spiritual victory or coming into a real harvest. So what a beautiful reading, Cancer.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you for the second half of October.